The princess, who once served as the Queen's bridesmaid, has denied reports she is hanging up her tiara after more than 60 years of royal service. Princess Alexandra of Kent, a first cousin and close confidant of the monarch, celebrated her 82nd birthday in December and was rumored to be preparing to step down from public life to make way for the younger generation of royals. But a palace spokesperson this morning denied there is any truth to the reports, saying there were no plans for the princess to step down. The princess, who was one of the Queen's 8 bridesmaids in 1947, has suffered a series of health issues in recent years which have forced her to cut back on public engagements, down last year to just 67. Once dubbed the unsung heroine of the royal family and described by biographers as the most efficient working princess in the world, in 2013 she was forced to cancel her series of engagements after developing polymyalgia rheumatica, PMR, and last year suffered a broken arm. Reports surfaced last week that Alexandra was forced to delay her retirement when Prince Philip stepped down from public duties in 2017. As a working member of the royal family, she maintains a full schedule of engagements and lives in Richmond Park, London, at the marital home she once shared with her late husband Sir Angus Ogilvy in 2004. Today, she is patron of more than 100 different organizations, and her closeness to the royal family was demonstrated in 2016 when the Queen held a party to celebrate Alexandra's charity work and to mark her 80th birthday. Overseeing organizations ranging from the British Skin Foundation to the Light Infantry Club and the British Goat Society, her workload includes visiting hospices, meeting Alzheimer's sufferers, and working with the blind. Insiders say Alexandra remains a favorite among the Queen's wider family thanks to her charm and poise in the face of a series of public scandals. When she first rose to prominence, she was something of a royal pin-up and still exudes extraordinary glamour, according to Christopher Wilson in The Express. A wayward father embroiled in numerous adultery scandals and a daughter who sold her story to the tabloids have done little to tarnish her reputation as a stalwart of the royal family. In a rare interview in 2016, Princess Alexandra recalled how a young Queen Elizabeth II, then a princess, gave her hand-me-down outfits when she couldn't buy clothes due to rationing. Because of the clothing coupons, it was quite difficult to get hold of clothes, she explained. So they were very kind to me, my cousins. I think it was Princess Elizabeth mainly, they let me have 1 or 2 of their dresses. When the Second World War broke out in September 1939, Princess Alexandra was just 3 years old, and her cousin Princess Elizabeth more than 10 years her senior. Rags to riches: How Princess Alexandra Went from Relative Poverty to the Queen's Confidant, by Christopher Wilson for the Daily Mail. Princess Alexandra is the Queen's cousin and, in truth, is more blue-blooded than the monarch, descending as she does from kings through both parents. Her father, the Queen's uncle, Prince George, Duke of Kent, was a man for whom the phrase "not safe in taxis with either sex" was invented. Burdened with a libido the size of an elephant, he bedded ladies and the occasional chap before and after his marriage to Princess Marina, granddaughter of George I of Greece. Indeed, only days after Princess Alexandra was born, on Christmas Day, 1936, George was discovered in the company of Paula Gellibrand, a noted society beauty married to a former MP, forcing the prince and the man he cuckolded to issue hot denials. Her father's biggest crush was Kiki Preston, the morphine-smuggling daughter of a scion of the vastly rich Vanderbilt family in America. But he never let up his sexual pursuit. Even in the hours leading up to his death in a mysterious plane crash on a Scottish hillside in September 1942, he was playing fast and loose in the apartment of his latest popsy in London's Grosvenor Square. Alexandra's ice-cool mother, Princess Marina, rose above her husband's infidelity, though, perhaps understandably, it took her 20 years to pay a visit to the memorial on the spot where he died as he was traveling to Iceland in a Sunderland flying boat. Meanwhile, Alexandra, together with her brothers Eddie, the Duke of Kent, and Michael, Prince Michael of Kent, grew up in relative poverty at their Buckinghamshire home, Coppins. No one had anticipated Alexandra's father might die, even though he was a serving RAF officer, and suddenly all of his princely income dried up. Alexandra's first years were scarred by the seemingly endless sales of treasured family possessions, humiliatingly stripped from their home and retrieved from various other royal houses. They were misleadingly priced up for disposal in the sale rooms as surplus to requirement. The townhouse in London's Belgrave Square, where Alexandra was born to the sound of a lone carol singer in the street, was sold, but her mother, Princess Marina, was still plunged into the red at the bank. The townhouse in London's Belgrave Square, where Alexandra was born to the sound of a lone carol singer in the street, was sold, but her mother, Princess Marina, was still plunged into the red at the bank. The parsimonious King, George VI, bailed her out with a tiny allowance, but Marina acquired a reputation for meannesses, according to her biographer Audrey Whiting. With no real income, what else could she possibly do against this background? Her daughter Alexandra became the first royal princess to be sent away to school, Heathfield, in Sussex, rather than being taught at home. And when her cousin Elizabeth became queen on her father's premature death, Alexandra was catapulted up the royal batting order to become sixth in line to the throne.